Oh yes, in the last stream I also got my janitor outfit, which I'm very happy about. So I'm going to be playing on the main quest in my final form as the janitor's assistant, which is why I named the stream Dictatorship of the Janitariat, because that's what this game is fundamentally about. It's about seizing the means of janitorial production and taking down the Federal Bureau of Control. Okay. Finnish Tango. Search for the slide projector in dimensional research. Okay. Let's go back to the central executive control point. But actually, you know what? I haven't checked in with Emily for a while and I miss her. So let's say hi. Hey, Emily. Well, maybe, I don't know, maybe there are more side quests.
Do you remember Mr. Tomasi, the head of communications? The hiss he was changed into showed up in containment, near the turntable.
I'll take care of it.
That thing's not getting away this time.
I've heard reports about his particular use of language and intonation when repeating the hiss babbling. The biological and behavioral distinctions between different hiss-corrupted individuals is truly fascinating. I wonder if I could categorize the data.
And she's already off on her own thing.
Oh, I have some discussion points, new discussion points as well to discuss with Emily. Tell me about working with Darling.
I've been seeing these Darling presentations all over. Seems like he enjoys the limelight.
So you noticed, huh? When he recruited me out of college, he actually came to visit. He interrupted my physics course by shouting, not quite, Professor, and then marching down to the front of the class where he proceeded to berate the very idea of laws of thermodynamics. Hey, he's been a showboat.
Darling visited you in college?
Yeah, he read a paper I'd published, came to recruit me for the Bureau. I accepted and then spent years waiting for access to the confidential research that Darling promised me. Whenever I ask about my access level, he just mumbles that it's temporarily postponed and then changes the subject to the effect of entropy on luck.
I wonder who else Darling hid his work from. Marshall? Trench?
It's quite sinister, but tracks with kind of the MO of US government organizations, police, military, secret service, etc. Like that they would recruit out of college. It very much parallels real life and how these organizations kind of like recruit people out of college, right? So but particularly like in the sciences, that like a lot of science departments at universities have like very sinister partnerships with like the Department of Defense, military contractors, etc. And a lot of people who study science and engineering, like, I don't know, you might get into science and engineering for the love of the game, but it is, learning it at university is pretty much like structurally built to be a pipeline into like military and other unethical applications. So pretty much everyone I know who studied science and engineering at university has like since quit or like found some other kind of path. You know, but they are very much like pushed into jobs with like military contractors and so on. And it's very sinister, and so I think it's interesting that Emily was recruited out of college and that Darling specifically like visited to recruit her, and that they're kind of like looking for college scientists, like university level scientists, to recruit. I think that like definitely a critique of Emily as a character is that she's very much that character that's like mostly cares only about like her research and doesn't really think about or care about the unethical like applications of that research, and that is a trope that I really, really hate, and I don't think enough people kind of engage with critically. Yeah. Let's ask her about studying Dylan on the subject of like unethical applications of research, or like unethical like goings on in the organization that she works for.
Have you learned anything about Dylan's condition?
Only that he's definitely hiss, but I guess his chanting made that pretty obvious. You know, interestingly, the words of the hiss incantation have an average length of 4 letters. The most common word used 7 times is want. The next most common are through and time. That's very interesting, don't you think?
I don't care about the words. What about my brother?
Right. Sorry, I got a little off track. Well, strangely, his tissue samples all look healthy, unlike the other hiss I've tested.
That's good news. Right?
And I mean, again, you can kind of see that she is, I don't know, like quite self-centered. She doesn't seem to like think about Jesse's feeling or empathize with Jesse's feelings in any of these situations. That's definitely also something that needs to be pointed out. Even though, you know, I was having fun shipping this Yuri just because 2 women were sitting in a room together. Jessie, am I asking her about how she feels about me?
I wanted to talk to you about the crazy things I can do.
Okay.
My abilities. I get the sense that they're not very usual around here.
Well, usual and unusual aren't really benchmarks at the Bureau, but for some perspective, Director Northmore once used the floppy disk to send a bowling ball 6 yards through the air, and that was considered a huge deal. So compared to that, you are most certainly an outlier.
An outlier.
Okay.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah. You're nothing like them, Jessie.
Don't let me hold you up.
I'm so curious to see where this goes. Like, truly, truly so curious to see where the end of this story goes. Because, like, it could really, depending on how it goes, could have a huge impact on my feelings about, like, this game and, like, the politics of it. So, locate his corrupted Tomasi. I might do that later. I'd rather fulfill my promise and try not to get sidetracked and just focus on the main plot for a little bit. So let's do that, shall we? Yeah, I'm saving points. So, where are we going? Ashtray Maze. How do I get there? I guess through central research? Let me check what my objective was again. Search for the slide projector in dimensional research. Okay, gotcha. Ashtray Maze. Okay, that away. Ah! Whoopsie. Sit up there. Where's the fire break? I guess I'm trying to figure out where the fire break is. It's like marked on my map like I've been there before, but I don't remember that at all. my god, you guys. Can you not right now? Oh, L2 is showing up. I don't know what that is. But... okay. Oh, oh, oh. Someone's shooting me. There we go. These guys are really always interrupting. L2 thing is... okay, so here we go, dimensional research. There we go. Well, who cares about that? Oh, hello. Yes, the Ashtray Maze. I remember now. Oh.
Broken. How many dead ends can this place have? We need to find Ahti.
Amazing. I'm so glad that I'm in my janitor outfit for this moment. Okay, so something was wrong with the maze and that's why it was going in circles. I knew that this was gonna come into play later. Oh. And that away. Okay, right. That takes me back. Oh, and I opened that box before, so that's all good. Ahti. How do I find him? I can't go through there. A painting of the maze right here. Yeah, I want to ask him about the music that he listens to, because it's banging. Figure this out. All of these paintings of the maze. Okay, something's going on with the paintings. Oh, okay, so it actually... Sorry, I just noticed the thing at the top says go to maintenance. So I've got to go back. Okie dokie, where is that control point? Or sector elevator, I'll take that too. Ugh, you guys are so annoying. Go. Sector elevator, let's head there. Maintenance, please. NSC power plant, field training. To the power plant. Okay. And I want to head towards ventilation, right? Wait, that's control room. Blah, blah, blah. Actually, yeah? Do I want to go to the control room? I forget if I can get to the janitor's office from... Okay, I can't really see in there, it's too dark, so... Does anybody have a control point I could use? Ventilation. Oh, let's just go through here. Okay, where's Ahti's office? Ooh, elevator? Oh. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Okay, we're in the janitor's office area, so...
There's no Ahti.
Oh, search for his information about his whereabouts. Monday at 10 a.m. Oh my god, is he on his vacation?
Boy left, said the son of Annikki Tähti. My assistant will keep work in the club and the house standing. Lomille Lomps holiday.
Yes!
How can anyone
I am so
Guess we'll
happy.
have to find out.
I am so happy that I did all of his side quests and that he's gone on his holiday. I'm so happy, you guys. You don't even know how important that was to me. Let's go. Follow Ahti's visions. You are not going to get in the way of Ahti's holiday. If you want to get to Ahti and his holiday, you've got to go through me. Okay. No? Nope, down there. Furnace complaint. Let's check out some of our collectibles, shall we? Ooh, oh my gosh, okay, I'm excited to read that. I totally forgot about the Alice Wake interview. Here's Ahti on his holiday. Look at him. Lum and lumps, holiday humps. Holiday humps. The soda is warm, the beer is cold, and the kosu is in ice. Ahti, I'm so happy for you, buddy. Nightspring's screenplay, page 4. Okay, so these are a couple of bits from the Alan Wake DLC. The scientist turns from what used to be his director, now transformed into a stranger, an alien that only resembles the director in form. He drops his all-important clipboard as he stumbles towards the closing portal, but the horrible entity is already rushing through it in a flow of insanity and chaos. The scientist becomes caught in it, and the entity devours him, screaming as it enters our world. The director lifts his pistol to his head. His hand is steady, sure in its finality. Director, or so I thought. Camera fades to black. A gunshot is heard. Narrator, voiceover. And so our hunger for control, our obsession for domination and power, the hubris at play in this child's puppet show we're starring in, can only lead to our fall from control, to submit to those who really hold the strings and control us in Night Springs. End of screenplay. Wow, okay. Themes are theming. This is funny because it reads like something that director Trench wrote, but it's also alluding that perhaps Trench became something and killed himself, and that's what led to the start of the game. Child's puppet show is bringing to mind the Threshold kids. Our desire to control can only lead to our fall from control, and to submit to those who really hold the strings and controls. I don't know who he thinks really holds the strings and controls us, but again, it is interesting in terms of the themes of the game about like the kind of colonial capitalist desire for control of paranatural forces that the Federal Bureau engages in. Now let's read the Alice Wake interview, compiled by Derek Shaw and Carolyn Dempsey, special agents by order of William Kirkland, head of investigations. Background: after reaching out to the Bureau, Alice Wake was brought into the oldest house for an interview on Redacted 2017. See file Redacted for the full transcript. So she reached out to the Bureau. The interview conducted by agents Shaw and Dempsey revealed that Mrs. Wake has had recurring nightly visitations from her missing ex-husband in her New York apartment, address redacted. Mr. Wake appears out of nowhere and rushes at her down the corridor. According to her impression, he appears crazy and horrifying, clearly coming at her with violent intent. Mrs. Wake believes that he is haunting her, insisting he is not Alan but a fucking monster in his body. Interesting. Alan was saying something about doppelgangers or some shit, so interesting. Mrs. Wake has not been sleeping out of the fear of these visits. Her attempts to keep the lights on through the night result in the relevant hallway's light bulb breaking every night, possibly indicating involvement of the redacted. Further investigation required. We propose installing monitoring equipment in the apartment. Copies of supply request from L5014 have been sent to Mr. Kirkland and administration for approval. Oh my god, we have a bunch of case files that I haven't read yet. Bright Falls 1976 summary. Event summary. An unconfirmed threshold manifestation occurred at Cauldron Lake, Washington. The citizens of Bright Falls had gathered in the town's southwestern fields for the annual festival known as Deer Fest. Eyewitnesses all claimed that the day had been sunny, confirmed by reviews of the area's weather reports, but then with no warning a thunderstorm appeared in the direction of the Anderson farm and a tornado rose from Cauldron Lake. The torrential rain that followed caused a flood. It was as if the day had turned to night. Testimony from redacted. Frank Breaker, the sheriff of Bright Falls, formerly a bureau agent, see employee file redacted, managed to guide the crowd to safely as the festival grounds were destroyed by the flood. The festival was cancelled, ending one day early. Lack of official bureau presence on the scene makes this event difficult to report as a confirmed AWE, though the similarity to other known events in the Bright Falls area lent credence to the accounts of the townspeople. Eagle Limited summary. So this was the train from the DLC. A train derailment resulting in 62 casualties and numerous injuries was suspected to have been the work of a paracriminal group known as the Redacted. As a result of this event, the agents discovered that one of the cards had become altered with a persistent auditory event. It remains to be determined whether the AWE was spontaneous or the direct result of the sabotage. The Bureau has been tracking said group at the time, and the intel gathered suggested an event of this caliber was imminent in Bloomington. As a result, a response team on site was able to respond to the train accident site within minutes of its occurrence. They arrived to find emergency processes underway, but also equipment left behind by the suspected group. A suspicious onlooker managed to elude agents after they attempted to make contact. Further investigation of the accident site revealed a curiously undamaged train car that exhibited an altered state when entered. This individual car was secured and transported to the investigation sector for further studies. I do think, I feel mainly within the DLC, this idea of like para-criminal groups has come up, and I do find that a bit goofy. They have given us like no information about like what these so-called para-criminal groups are. What are the like laws that the Federal Bureau of Control puts in place? So like what have they deemed legal or illegal with regards to paranatural activity? So what have they criminalized? And what are the actions and goals of the paracriminal group? Because I mean, as always, criminality is not necessarily like, criminality is a construct. Like, certain things are made illegal in order to, you know, criminalize certain groups and subject certain groups to imprisonment and other forms of violence. So it is like a bit goofy, and I do think it kind of like undercuts some of the more interesting stuff about the FBC that I'm talking about, and it kind of feels like it leans back into some propaganda because they're just painting them as like cartoon villains, but they're giving no like context or motive or like anything in that regard. But we'll see if we get more on it. More on the Eagle Limited. The Bureau has gathered concrete evidence that the train derailment was in fact the work of the paracriminal group known as Redacted, which, according to the Bureau's intel, has shown a concerning interest in experimenting with the artificial manufacturing of altered materials. Knowing the group largely operates in the American Midwest, the Bureau has worked alongside the FBI to ascertain their movements and rendezvous locations. This cooperation provided agents with information that led to an arrest in conjunction with the AWE case. Under suspicion of involvement, Redacted was brought in for questioning. An interrogation performed by Agent Redacted resulted in the suspect being kept in a holding cell for 2 days without food, in breach of the Paracriminal Rights Act. Afterwards, the suspect confessed to his involvement in the Redacted group and provided information on other members in exchange for his freedom. Well, that's obviously dicey. Fra Mauro, a paranatural entity, arrived on Earth by infiltrating the Apollo 14 lunar mission at an unknown point of their voyage to the Fra Mauro highlands of the moon. 32 hours after the return of the Apollo 14 command module to Earth, the Bureau was contacted by Mr. Redacted, a White House senior official, and instructed to send a small team to the Johnson Space Center in Houston. At the base, the team examined the entity and carried out interviews with NASA staff. They learned that 4 astronauts had returned to Earth instead of the expected 3. Each human crew member was insistent that the mission left with 4 members, though they couldn't name the 4th when asked. The entity seemingly affected their memory to make its presence feel unremarkable. The entity was transported to the oldest house for further investigation. Interesting. An altercation between NASA security and the investigation team occurred upon their arrival. Mr. Redacted called to clarify the matter, though tensions remained high. Bureau jurisdiction and clearance should be defined more clearly with other federal agencies. That's not like, oh, the guy Fra, in the cell who talks funny, who asked us to get the head, and it was the astronaut helmet. That all makes sense now. The Apollo 14 entity, commonly known as Fra, underwent a series of physical examinations upon its admittance into the oldest house. The entity can speak, though its poor grasp of the English language makes any meaningful communication impossible. Interview material can be found at Redacted. Its physical form consists solely of the extravehicular mobility unit, spacesuit used by NASA astronauts, the same model worn by the other crew. This could be an authentic EMU taken from one of the NASA astronauts, though the suit does not bear any wearer's name, or one materialized through redacted conversion, or possibly redacted corporealization. The suit itself is slightly damaged, which is likely due to the fact that the command module did not have a 4th seat for the entity to strap into during re-entry. The EMU is entirely hollow, and pieces can be removed, though this seems to agitate the entity. X-rays and spectrograph imaging have shown redacted shaped outlines existing within the suit. For safety reasons, the entity will be contained in a secure cell until more information can be gathered. So he's just a spacesuit?
The story needed many beginnings, many springs, streams that turned into a river, a flood, and then an ocean. This was one. Wake used the materials he had, the connections he had, the people, the places. Wake put them in to make it true. His wife, the psychiatrist, his city. These connections, like magnets, move things. Alice was a conduit. She'd been in the dark place. The thing that had been Hartman sensed her near, sensed Wake through her. Went berserk, broke loose. Wake made sure Alice was already gone by then. Safe. The more springs, the more the story became real. The more people believed. Cause and effect. It was extremely delicate and hard work. It had to go through the path of least resistance where success was most likely. Where there was a connection already. Wake felt the pressure grow in his head. Going mad. Wake had to escape. Right. His escape. He was already out. He wanted to make it true. Wake needed a hero. A hero needed a crisis. For the part in the story about the government agency, Wake needed something special, something to convey an alien force mimicking human intelligence. Something that can't be translated. Translated. Wake channeled Burroughs and Bowie. He cut up sentences and words. Orange peel. You are home. Insane. He put them in a shoebox. He pulled out the words. Wake created a Dadaist poem.
Wow.
Or had he tried this before?
Channeled Burrows and Bowie. Stop it. Alan Wake still insufferable.
These are the notes of Dr. Emil Hartman. I am continuing my work alone again since certain parties were too blind to recognize a golden opportunity. Despite my generous offers, the conversations came to naught. Some people simply do not value collaboration as I do. Though I believe now that it was for the best. The sort of bold, pioneering work that I am undertaking cannot thrive under the shackles of bureaucracy and regulation. I have a history of seeking such partnerships. There was a time when I had hoped Alan Wake and I could collaborate. Together we could have produced art such that the world has never seen. But Wake was stubborn, egotistical. Writers usually are. Disappointing nonetheless. But now, like Tom before him, Wake has disappeared into Cauldron Lake. And this is where my work turns hypothetical. Since he was lost to the lake, Thomas Zane has been observed by various townspeople. This indicates to me that the individuals within the lake are not entirely gone. I anticipate Wake will similarly return one day. While I may harbor some resentment for the man, his raw talent and determination are undeniable. From this, I have concluded that the lake and the dark place within it are not as removed from this world as I previously thought. Given my acute awareness of what awaits within, my meticulous preparations, and my considerable education, I believe myself much more prepared than either Tom or Wake. I should be able to cross into that dark realm with the chance to return as they have.
Wow.
All that remains is the dive itself.
That did not work out well for him.
Me, I admit, but such is the burden of the truth seeker. I will take my plunge into the dark tomorrow, with only the light of knowledge to guide me.
Yeah.
It's time for a break.
Well, he got what he deserved, so there's that at least. Postcard from Ahti. Greetings from Watery, Washington. America's little Finland. That's fun. Tatis. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing Finnish horribly. A crazy person works hard and a wise person gets away with less. Happy vacation to me. Oh, I'm so happy about his vacation. Oh, here's the chain letter. Move this letter along before he gets you. Oh no, the spooky man letter has found you. The spooky man curse is coming to you. To miss the curse, you must mail this letter to people. If you don't, the curse will get you. The more letters you mail, the better off you will be. Sally in Houston did not send the letter, and the spooky man ate her cat. Terrence in Greenstone did not send the letter, and the spooky man gave him acne. Kyle did not send the letter, and now his wife eats dinner alone. Linda did send more letters, 30 in total so far, and look at her now. She owns 3 cars. She has all her fingers. She speaks Italian. You need to mail this letter. You better mail this letter. Don't let the spooky man come. He'll take your cat. Go find your stamps. Hurry! This is so funny. Okay, furnace complaint. Read the furnace. Why aren't we allowed to burn outdated paperwork in it? Seems like a waste of a perfectly good fire. I'm just trying to save you a few bucks and a lot of sweat. Usually people in suits appreciate that, right? What is the furnace even heating? And who's in charge of it anyway? It's always lit, but I never see anyone tending to it. And the noise it makes, isn't it a little, I don't know, off? I mean, I can't be the only one who hears that weird wheezing or whatever it is. Someone should take a look at that thing. Might be time for a replacement. Well, you should be recycling your paper, by the way, but... Interrogation complaint. Kirkland, so you put me on desk duty because I did the thing I was fucking hired to do? My job? You want to know what I call that? Bullshit. Asking us to interrogate these scum without using words like altered items or AWEs or paracriminal is the stupidest thing I've heard in my life, and I've heard some fucking stupid things. They already know the facts. Hell, they know just as much as us, if not more. And they get to sit there laughing at us while we dance around our words, trying not to leak classified terminology. They already know the fucking terminology. If you think pulling me off the case will stop me, then think again. That piece of shit blew up those tracks. He killed those people, all to make a train turn altered. We have him dead to rights, and you need to let me back in that interrogation cell so I can get him to flip on his buddies. These people are terrorists and deserve to be treated as such. This won't stop unless we stop them. You can go ahead and put me on suspension. See if that slows me down. Agent Hewitt. Yeah, I'm sorry. This whole para-criminal, para-terrorist thing is really stupid. I don't like it. It's got to be the thing that's come up in the game so far that I'm like, I don't know about that. In a big way. Motel complaint. Hey Stu, did you hear about Fisher? Got himself in trouble in the motel. Why does anyone volunteer to stake out that place? Gives me the creeps. But hey, at least he came back, if you could call it that. I saw some of the footage they pulled out there with him. Tom down in evidence processing showed me. Crazy stuff. Fisher had the cameras pointed at himself half the time. I'm guessing he went nuts on day one. He did catch something though, got one of those fiber optic cameras under the door of the room he was hiding in and recorded something out in the hall. Looked like a shadow, maybe human. Tom tried to get the quality up, but it's still blurry as fuck. Just reaffirms my position. Stay the fuck out of the motel. Anyway, up for some shoom later? Lisa got up to 1 hour and 38 minutes yesterday. New record to beat. See ya, Dave. And one of the dead letters, brain missing. To the good-for-nothings at the security check, I know you took a part of my brain when you put me through that metal detector. I'm not stupid. I know what they're really for. What I don't know is whether taking a part of my brain causes me to lose my memories or to lose sleep. I've been told that if you lose sleep, you lose everything else too. That's where you trick us regular people. Now, I don't know which it is and I can't remember what you did to me, but I can tell you this much. I don't find this funny at all. I want my memories back, and you can be sure that the next time I visit the Baltimore-Washington International Thurgood Marshall Airport, I will come and find you and make you fix what you broke. Sincerely, I don't think you will be signing this with, I will be signing this with my real name. Like I said, I'm not stupid. You can just mind your own business. Get him, Queen. Okay. Some altered items. So the Shoom arcade cabinets, a distance containment procedure, a distance of 10 feet between the items suppresses their effect. Effect only triggers on physical contact. Items are a pair of arcade game cabinets originally designed for the games Shoom and Shoom 2 Culger's Revenge. Wow, I think that's a reference potentially to Custer's Revenge, which is a horrible game. The games were manufactured by Bonko Entertainment, now out of business. Despite being a popular arcade game in Japan in the late 80s, early 90s, no other Shoom cabinets have been found out by our investigators. When touching one of the items while it stands within 10 feet of its counterpart, the user's mind is transported to a version of their subjective reality that resembles a video game in logic and function. Events from their everyday lives become game-like sequences in which speed and efficacy are paramount. The brain enters a stroke-like state as proven by EEG studies on users, which only ends after the user finishes their game, at which point they resume normal brain and motor function. Both items were purchased from a closing arcade in Redacted, Michigan, as part of a program to improve employee well-being through recreation. The program was cancelled before any game machines were dispersed throughout the oldest house, but not before these altered items were discovered. Teams in the research sector have voiced considerable interest in the items due to the fact that they only exhibit an altered effect when physically paired together, a codependent relationship previously unseen in altered items. See research specialist Pope's paper titled The Parasensitivity of Sequels for more information. However, after approving the item's altered status, the investigation staff insisted on keeping them, claiming they are important for sector morale. To date, numerous petitions have been filed by the research sector personnel to move the items there for more extensive analysis. Wow, amazing. Mannequin. No known procedures for preventing the item's effect. Lining the item's cell with newly discovered black rock has yielded positive results. Test with other altered items. A wire and fabric waste mannequin. The base and header made of stained wood. The item duplicates. The trigger for this behavior is unknown. No correlation can be found in either the number of duplications that manifest during an episode or the duration for which they last before disappearing. Pink flamingo. No unique procedure required. Altered status is suspected but unverified. A plastic pink flamingo lawn ornament. 2 steel prongs extend from its underside. The item is suspected to influence atmospheric physics, altering meteorological phenomena in the area. This effect is currently unconfirmed. New altered effect has been observed. See file AI46D for details. Rubber duck. Direct contact with the item is not permitted. Safety gloves are required when handling. Item is a yellow rubber duck bath toy from the 1950s. A single hole at the bottom allows air and water to flow in and out. The item makes a sound analogous to quacking. The item travels considerable distances with surprising speed. How it achieves this motion is unknown. The item forms a redacted of unknown purpose with anyone who makes direct physical contact with it and begins to follow them, quacking often. This has led to a researcher named Redacted entering cardiac arrest. Though due to the individual's health issues, the matter may not be connected to the item's effect. Item on loan to the research sector for further study. Train car. So this is the Eagle Limited train car again. The item's altered effect can be avoided by simply not entering it. Proper signage and barriers should provide sufficient containment. The item is currently held in the investigation sector's AWE West hangar for ongoing investigations. The item's exterior is that of standard CZ-10 Vista Dome train car, the largest known altered item on record. Its interior seems to be an adjacent reality related to a trauma or memory belonging to a redacted and not the physical item's own history. Causation for this link is still to be determined, but possibilities include the outside interference, possibly responsible for the item's altered state, or trauma imprinting via shared memory states. The item was discovered when the Bureau responded to a suspected crime scene in Bloomington, Illinois. The item was identified as an altered item and transported to the Bureau for examination and testing. Vending machine. No containment procedures known. Testing in the investigation sector is currently ongoing. A vending machine, its front covered in a faux wood panel, coin-operated buttons for selecting food products. The item generates and stores a variety of material, both edible and otherwise, in its rows of internal trays. Initial testing suggests the item reacts to the mind of the individual in closest proximity and will produce whatever they subconsciously desire. Attempts to cause the item to create a living redacted have consistently failed. The item was discovered in a nursing home in Redacted, Alberta, after a resident named Muriel Redacted called a local news station about a magic vending machine. The news story reported that the nursing home staff was purposefully stocking the machine with distinctive food and objects as a way to raise the residents' spirits. The Bureau response team encouraged the story while confiscating the item. Gaslit. It's a new control point. Ah! Okay, where the fuck are these guys? I don't know who's doing that? Who's doing that? Okay, you're a mold guy, not a explodey guy. There we go. The fuck is that coming from? Jeez Louise. Ugh, you know what? Who cares? I'm going into the motel. The spiral door. Ding dong. Hey Ahti. Oh. That is not good. I can't. Yeah, no way. I don't have my gun.
Helsinki, Katajaluoto 18, Eteläkaakko 4. Pokapää 17, Kaakko 3, melkein selkeä, yli 20. Russarö 18, Tyyntä, Pilvistä, yli 20. Rihna 16, Etelä 5, Puolipilvistä, yli 20. Melkein selkeää, yli 20. Nyham 17,
Okay.
Kaakko 4,
What did that do?
Kotka Sander 20, Tyyntä, selkeää.
Oh, nice. The mold is gone. And there's my key. Hello, then, Born. Good morning. It's afternoon where I'm at. So good afternoon as well. How are you? Okay, that was not my key, I guess.
Yli 20. Mäntyluoto 20, Kaakko 2, Puolipilvistä, yli 20. Poikipää 18, Vuoto 4,
Or maybe it's a key to a different door?
yli 20.
Interesting. Yeah, the thing isn't coming up on the...
Pietarsaari missään, 14, Eteläluoto
Oh, it's a key to the janitor's office.
yli 20.
Nice. Albany summary. A response team was dispatched to a possible AWE in progress at Redacted Albany. At the scene, the team encountered and retrieved AI-63. The Bureau has discovered numerous online message boards regarding loud noises coming from an abandoned shipping warehouse belonging to the Redacted Corporation. Local law enforcement had discovered numerous bodies in various states of mutilation in the vicinity. This, along with the noises, were considered to be evidence of a werewolf due to the fact that they only occurred on the last full moons. Field Agent Redacted accompanied a squad of ranger trainees to the site as a form of field training. The likelihood of a genuine AWE was considered low. Despite this evaluation, the team encountered a highly volatile altered item, which they successfully retrieved. Interesting. So, I guess that's where what we are going to be checking out now. Very rude, once again. Restricted area. Okay. Themborn says, did some research on the Hathing program we talked about the other day. Since mentioning... Oh, hatching program. Since mentioning the hatching program, I started to wonder what it's like beyond the cute animals kids play with parts, since that's all I was exposed to. And it is a problem in many layers. The amount of extra work it becomes for teachers to take care of eggs. Farmers isolating school chickens from the farm ones because they might carry disease. Overall, much better to use bugs for such projects instead. Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That does make a lot of sense, yeah. Cool. So potentially I'm gonna have to go down there because this elevator isn't working or something. But also I don't need to make it work because I'm going down. I don't really understand why that whole area was there when I could just levitate over. Albany supplement. Upon arrival, the squad broke into the warehouse and discovered boxes of undelivered merchandise abandoned by the previous owner of the warehouse. As they investigated the noise, redacted along the south side of the building caused it to collapse inward. Wooden crates in accelerated physical redacted from redacted, rendered field agent redacted, and 2 of the trainees unconscious. The others escaped the warehouse before it collapsed entirely. In the rubble, they found AI-63 at the origin of the redacted, attracting and repelling debris. They stood guard around the item until the moon set, at which point the altered effect ceased. They returned the item to the Bureau without further incident. No fatalities occurred. The collapse of the warehouse was not witnessed by civilians, and thus no re-informing by the communications department was required. Ooh. I can't see another one of Ahti's vision things, so... I thought I was going the right way. I guess let me try floating across this ominous foggy space. Can I make it? Yeah, phew. This is creeping me out, you guys. I don't know about this. No. Ah! Wait, come back. I could see his vision thing over there. Basically a thing that I looked back on and wondered if that was okay. That's a good instinct to have them born, yeah. Okay, I guess I ride this thing back? Because the vision is over there. But like, why did I float all the way over here just to come back? Some elevator music right now would be nice. A little bit of Ahti's humming or so. Oh, hello. Well, that's a very nice looking sunset, that's for sure. It's really pretty. It's a lovely vision, Ahti. You are on holiday, aren't you? Can I come on holiday too? Like, what is that about? Oh, okay. That was really pretty for a second there. I was like... I mean, obviously it's still very pretty sunset right now, but I thought we were going to like another dimension or something. It felt like that was what was happening. Think that you were meant to ride that gondola down here? Yeah, but it wasn't up here, so I don't know. Maybe I do just ride it back down, but... Do I ride it back down? See, this is what I meant by nice elevator music. Oh, maybe there was a button to press to bring the gondola back. I don't know. Are we going this way, Ahti? I'm so confused. Well, I do have this nice elevator music now, so maybe this is correct. Although I am going away from his vision. So I am a bit confused. Yeah, maybe there was a button somewhere. I think I missed it. But we're here now, so that's what matters. This is a lovely song. Oh. Okay, well I'm here now, so what do you want me to do? Plastic tree supplement. Okay, I'll read that in a bit. I guess I just walk into the abyss. It's a bit creepy, you guys. Don't know how I'm feeling about this right now. Ahti would be absolutely fun to hang out with a karaoke night, 100%. I don't know. Do I try to float into oblivion, or like what's happening right now? I feel like something has perhaps glitched because his vision still seems to be back there. So maybe I did things in the wrong order and now it's like fucked. I don't know if I can rectify this. I might just have to die and then get respawned. Yeah. Yeah, it's over, Jesse. Let's respawn. Sorry! Okay, so we've respawned back here, which isn't too bad. I think I just need to hop back over here and boom. Back here and then look for some kind of button to bring the gondola over. Well, there it was, I guess. Right, yeah. I think I did it the wrong way. And therefore, it was a glitch. That gondola, you're taking your sweet time there, gondola. Oh, I see what it is. It's the, like, I can launch multiple objects, so I press L2 to launch multiple objects. There we go. Nice. Nice, okay. Nice. Okay, yeah, I like it. Glad I got that skill. Okay, who the fuck is being a little bitch right now? Themborn says, I would think this game would prepare dialogue for sequence breaking. Yeah, it's a good point. It feels like they didn't necessarily think about that, which is interesting, because like it's, you know, it's kind of like a weird game with a weird, you know, surrealist vibe, and it's really leaning into that, but at the same time it's like very linear, and it hasn't necessarily accounted for like the experience of like, what if you do something in multiple ways, or if you break sequence, and how can you kind of make the player feel like that's like an interesting experience or an interesting way to engage with the game. Which is like fine, but it is interesting to note. Cool, yeah, and I didn't seem to have his vision stuck back there. Oh, there's the song. Bunch of looks here, unread. Sankarin Tango, the hero's tango. Nice. Plastic Tree Supplement, Holiday Memories Tree. Excerpt from Altered Speech of AI 14 by Dr. Theodore Ash. The results are incredible, but more so the speed of discovery this allows us. AI 14 copies our speech, but after numerous tests, we've discovered that certain words are missing from its vocabulary. We begin isolating these words, cross-referencing them with esoteric texts from the early days of the Bureau. We found that these words, when arranged in particular formations and spoken at varying speeds and cadences, elicit a reaction from altered materials. We tested this specific string of words, a formula if you will, on the other altered items being kept in the examination hall. Varying physical responses were recorded with each one, with an 82% success rate. We've proven that words can tangibly affect these items. Specific alterations must be explored, possibly for containment or identification purposes. This will drastically change our approach moving forward. And to think there are still more words to be found. So it's magic. It's spellcasting, it's magic. Like...
There's something up ahead. Do you see it?
Hey, girl. For a Finn, holiday is holy.
Holiday is holy. It's true. The unions fought for your right to a holiday for a reason.
Did you miss me? Did you have peace in your song? Yes. No. Bark don't make a wound. You did good. Take my cassette player. You can borrow it. The song is a present from my friends to you. It will get you through the maze so you can do your job.
Did that really just happen? Of course it did. He gave me his cassette player. It'll get me through the maze, huh? The janitor always has the keys.
Nice. Okay. Oh. Polaris is the name of the next quest. I guess they hadn't counted on me maxing out my levitation duration so that I'd be able to do that. Getting the ground slam. Let's fast travel back to Central Research so that we can go to the Ashtray Maze. Ahti's own little vacation dimension. Absolutely. I wish I could fucking go to a vacation dimension when I'm on holiday for as long as I would need, and then you'd come back feeling so rested and refreshed and amazing. Until we can build communism, I would settle for that. Okie dokie. No thank you. I'm on my way to dimensional research.
Okay, I've got Ahti's cassette player. What did he pick out for me? A tango. Aha! A song from the band Old Gods of Asgard.
Oh my god. I don't know if they're gonna play it because I turned off the copyrighted music thing, but I love this song. Yeah! This is on my workout playlist. Control. Oh yeah. Big day for metalheads. Oh yeah. I'm having the time of my life right now. No, I'm so serious, you guys. I be like cranking this music the fuck up in the gym. Will be known. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, this is my shit. Oh. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes, it is Old Gods of Asgard from Alan Wake. Okay, how am I getting through here? There we go. Nice. Me doing my leg presses with this epic guitar solo on. is a new reality. Okay, I am headcanoning now that Jessie is a metalhead. A lesbian metalhead, just like me, for real. I feel like such a fucking badass right now. The way that the right soundtrack makes you feel unstoppable. Oh yeah. Oh, there it is. I know she listens to Spirit Box. I know what you are, Jessie. Oh yeah. Can I go higher? Sorry, I'll catch up with chat in a second. Things are going quite fast. Sorry, Endless Take Control by Old Gods of Asgard is like perfect. I can't quite teleport high enough on that one. Or do I just go through here? No, this is the way I came, I think, so yeah. It's really incredible that she just needed the right soundtrack to get through the maze. Oh fuck. Ah! Oh shit. Ah! Whoa, no! Oh, fuck, okay. I would love to hear if anybody watching has some favorite metal bands that they would want to listen to in the Ashtray Maze in the Oldest House. I mean, I would happily just listen to Endless, like, to that song on Endless Loop. That was incredible. That was the time of my fucking life. But I probably would go with, like... Ooh, I don't know. Like, would it be a band or would it have to be, like, one song on loop? Because I've really been fucking with Spirit Box lately, and I feel like maybe Perfect Soul on repeat would really fuck. Or Sun Killer. I don't know.
The expedition into Slidescape 36. What Darling brought back changed everything.
we made it to dimensional research. But equally, like, maybe I gotta go back to my roots with, like, a little bit of System of a Down or a little bit of Evanescence.
Yeah, you want me here. Finding the projector was how this all began. What started in ordinary ends here. You, me, Dylan. We've all come full circle.
The same reason people keep playing Devil May Cry 5 Virgil's song, the song where the lyrics call you the storm that is approaching whenever someone does something cool. Oh, amazing. I've not played Devil May Cry. I don't know if it's a stream game. I don't know how much I'd have to talk about. But I would definitely be interested in giving it a go at some point. I think the thing is, like, it seems campy, but also, like, I don't know if it has too much man energy for me. You know what I mean? Like, when I could be playing Bayonetta. Repeating a song for the long sequence? Yeah. No, it makes sense. I did really enjoy just, like, endless take control. Slide projector research and Hedron resonance lab ahead. Here we fucking go. What is all of this red dust in the stairways?
There was a doorway here. To where Dylan and I went, where the projector took us, where we met you. The bureau opened the same door here, but there's just an echo now. Are you close? Just on the other side?
Okay, I came from down there, so can't be that. Let's open that button. Honestly, the visual effects in this game are so fucking cool. It's crazy. Projector room that away. Oh god, here we go. I'm nervous. Oh god, is that it? Is that the slide projector?
The projector's not here.
Oh.
Moved again.
I thought it was a box that would have the projector inside.
Do with it? I've got to find out.
Of course it's been moved. It wouldn't be that easy for us, would it, Jesse? Themboard says, there are women in DMC sometimes playable, but only in like 2 games. Well, let me know which games those are, because I want to play him.
The topography of Slidescape 36 bears deep wave marks. On the slide and in the distance, there's a formation of 5 pillars like crude, outstretched fingers. There were casualties on our first expedition. Communication is an issue. There is no sound there, as if you've gone deaf, and radios don't work. Correction, resonance from an unknown source in part within the range of audible frequency. It acts in unpredictable ways, causing feedback loops that can tear you apart. Trench insists he heard something else. It made his ears bleed. Our equipment found no evidence of anything beyond the primary resonance. Trench's medical tests show nothing amiss.
Can we start from the beginning, please, Dr. Darling? For demonstration purposes only, not the actual OOP. Okay.
The projected image Only one slide remains. Dylan's sister burned the rest in ordinary before we could intercept. The text on it, color slide film, this side towards screen, and the number 36. The topography of slidescape 36 bears deep wave marks. On the slide and in the distance, there's a formation of 5 pillars like crude, outstretched fingers. There were casualties on our first expedition. Communication is an issue. There is no sound there, as if you've gone deaf, and radios don't work. Correction, resonance from an unknown source in part within the range of audible frequency. It acts in unpredictable ways, causing feedback loops that can tear you apart. Trench insists he heard something else. It made his ears bleed. Our equipment found no evidence of anything beyond the primary resonance. Trench's medical tests show nothing amiss.
Okay. I guess that's Hadron Resonance Lab. Let's head there, I guess. Oh my god, yeah, you're right. Darling is also Alan Wake's voice. I don't know how I didn't clock that. But it's not the same actor, is it? Like the same physical actor? Is it? It's just the same voice actor? Nice.
Expedition 3. We located the source of the resonance in slidescape 36. It is an entity, a living organism of a considerable mass. I've named it Hedron based on its physical shape.
Hedron.
We built a container for it.
You? Did he bring you here? Is that why you brought me here?
Oh my god.
You're here. You're here. They have you. I know you. I remember her from Ordinary. I thought I'd never see you again.
Wow, okay. So they
Hang on, I'm coming.
somehow trapped Polaris, but Polaris has been able to talk to Jessie and brought her here to free her? Okay, how the fuck do we get down there? I've still got Take Control stuck in my head, such a fucking banger.
I'm Dr. Casper Darling, and this is my final message. It's not the end. But after this, I won't. I exposed myself to Hedron resonance fully. It's changing me. I've seen. I've been shown so much. Slidescape 36 was where Hedron stopped the spread of another. It's terrifying. It really is. It's another source of resonance.
Dr. Darling's kind of buff.
Trench was exposed to this other.
But also, can you put clothes back on?
I've done everything I can to stop the Hedron resonance amplifiers. I don't know if it'll make a difference. I won't be here when it happens. I should have told Emily more. said one more lesson. Something wonderful, I think.
Okay, I really don't know why he had to be, like, clothes off for that, but I guess go off king. Slide projector tests. The slide projector only works with slide 36. Logically, this means the slide itself is a part of the object of power or a distinct altered item, but of course I had to make sure no other slides worked. I had to try. I thought maybe emotion had something to do with it. Connection, history, love. I brought in my parents' old slides, birthday parties, vacations to Niagara Falls, my first day of high school, that kind of thing. There were 2 boxes worth. I had to dig around the garage for an hour to find them. Never once thought of looking at them since they passed. I tried them all. I waited until the staff left for the night. I stayed up in that booth for hours trying every one. Projector off, slide out, slide in, projector on. Nothing happens. Projector off, slide out, slide in, projector on. Nothing happens. Love wasn't the common factor. There's no correlation that I can see. Maybe the slide itself is the object of power. Maybe the projector is just an accessory. Maybe it doesn't matter. Why'd that fucking kid have to burn the other slides? Gee, I wonder. Mr. kidnapped her brother. People started calling Dr. Darling by a different name when he took his shirt off. Oh my god. Oh, I don't know about that. My lesbian senses are not enjoying that. Okay, same voice, different face. So is the... I'd be curious if the guy that we see doing the face of Dr. Darling is like actually the voice actor, because in Alan Wake I often felt like in the video clips you could tell that his, like, he was dubbed over, like it was a different physical actor and a different voice actor, but it looks pretty like smooth in this one, like it's the same voice and the same face. Hedron Containment and Siphoning Practices, Confidential, compiled by Dr. Casper Darling. Hedron and the Hedron Resonance are arguably the greatest assets this bureau has ever possessed. The security of Hedron is unspeakably vital, which is why we have redacted from the majority of bureau employees. This report details the containment procedures required for the Hedron containment chamber, including details on the redacted being pumped into the containment cell, mechanical upkeep of the resonance siphons, and the arrangement of the acoustic pillars to dampen or amplify the sonic range of the chamber. Note, for more information on the proper operational procedures of the resonance siphons, an additional report is coming soon. Ashtray and cigarette, object of power. No unique containment procedures required. The object is a steel ashtray with a maze engraved on its bottom. An ever-burning cigarette rests in it. When bound, the object allows para-utilitarians to create a maze of shifting corridors without adjusting the dimensions of the space around it. This maze forms wherever the object is placed. Only the binder can navigate the maze, though they may allow others through. The object is currently bound to Director Trench. The object was discovered at Redacted by a team of rangers sent to a care facility for the elderly that had become the center of numerous missing persons reports. Local authorities also disappeared inside after responding to reports. Agent Redacted discovered the object in a Redacted, which indicates it was the source of the disappearances. The whereabouts of the missing persons are still unknown, though they are presumed to be lost in the maze. Janitor complaint. Has anyone else seen that janitor mopping up around here? Isn't this a restricted access area? Who gave him permission to come in here? And how the fuck did he get through the maze? Dr. Tan. You guys are so fucking rude and elitist. You wouldn't know, would you? Underestimating Ahti. Sand memo. To all dimensional research staff, I've heard that numerous people have been complaining about the sand piled up around dimensional research. The sand is precious research material from a foreign dimension and will be examined more thoroughly when I have the time. If you attempt to clean or dispose of this sand, I will bar you from any future research endeavor. You will spend the rest of your career licking envelopes in a cubicle, staring at a cat poster. Do not touch my sand, Dr. Darling. Okay, we got a couple of hotline messages.
We used the slide projector. I led the expeditions into Slidescape 36. They told me not to go. The director should not put himself in danger. I told them to fuck off. I've seen action before, and I had to witness this myself. To find some meaning in all of this, I couldn't sit on my ass, alone with my thoughts, my memories, anything but that. Those who survived were deeply affected by what we found there, by what Darling brought back. It changed everything. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing remains to be seen. But I did find my meaning in that desert.
Oh my god.
A sound, like a needle drilling in, cutting through the containment suit, reverberating on the base of my skull. My whole being.
Unlike Anakin Skywalker, Dr. Darling loves sand. So true.
Into an understanding of what's at stake here. What kind of
But Dr. Darling, it's coarse and it's...
what must be done to stop it.
What does he say about sand? It's coarse and it's scratchy and I hate it. Oh my god. No, I have to look up the full Anakin Skywalker sand quote. It's so funny. I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough. And irritating and it gets everywhere. Why does that bitch hate sand? I mean, I know why they wrote that, but it's so corny. It's so funny. Incredible joke, Themborn. I really enjoyed that. Nope, yep. Back up here. But how do I get into the chamber?